Hi everyone, here is Akhtar, welcome back on my YouTube channel. I hope everything is fine for you because today it's time to talk about a new exclusive legendary unit, Paulin, coming in 1 week. He is one of the best hero in the game, another broken unit such as Nicholas, but different because he is really interesting and also he can counter Nicholas and a lot of controls in the arena. You are gonna see that, but before we jump into the content, as always, if you enjoy it, please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much. So, Paulin is a new Panda legendary unit from the Dragon Tribe. It is a support hero with the Force mark. This is another hero from the Dragon Tribe. We have a ton of heroes in this faction, but the community managers said to us that in the future they are not gonna add another hero in the Dragon Tribe soon. So it is a hero in order to complete this faction and to allow us to finish easier the faction Abyss. So let's talk about him. It is a support hero, which is interesting because he will have more speed than other heroes. Also, he will combo with Nicholas. You are gonna see that he will get more effect resistance, and every skill is based on his effect resistance. So let's talk about the basic attack. There is a chance to remove one attribute buff from all enemies or one random buff prioritizing non-attribute buffs if he has a lot of effect resistance, more than 100% when he casts this skill. And then he will deal some damage on all enemies. He removed the buffs on all enemies using the basic attack. This is pretty nice because if you use Ben Austin or Catherine, then you will always remove buffs on enemies. So you want him to have more than 100% resistance. This is really important, and this is the reason why he will do a great combo with Nicholas, because he will get something like 40% effect resistance thanks to Nicholas' passive when he is exclusive 3. Yeah, so this is a pretty nice combo, a really strong one. Removing one buff on all enemies in one basic attack is broken, but it's not all about this unit. Then he can replace Ellic thanks to his second ability, because when he will cast it, he will increase all allies' defense and tenacity by 60% for 2 turns. And if he has enough effect resistance when he casts this skill, then he will gain damage immunity for 1 turn. That means he won't take any damage if he has a lot of effect resistance. One more time, you want him to have a lot of resistance, as much as possible, more than 100%. Then let's talk about his passive, Prompt Action. He is immune to all control effect if his resistance is not below 100%. So if you have 100% resistance on him, you won't ever take any control effect. And this is pretty strong for the arena. And also, if someone inflicts a control effect on him or try to inflict one, he will increase his own turn meter by 20% and all the allies' turn meter by 10%, which is pretty huge. 10% can do a difference in the arena. This is super strong. And also, he will get an increase in tenacity, which means he will take less crit damage. So this is pretty huge. And then his ultimate, Immense Happiness. It's the best buffer in the game because he is the only one who can apply a 50% max HP bonus to all allies. This is huge. For 2 turns, he will apply this buff, 50% max HP bonus, and restore their own HP. This is pretty huge. And also, he will grant them stealth for 2 turns and cleans all debuffs from all allies before healing them if he has more than 100% effect resistance when he launches this skill. So I didn't talk about the exclusives, and trust me, with that exclusive, he is the best support in the game. He is even better than Catherine. trust me. He doesn't apply the counter attack, but these buffs here are huge, and he can combo in every kind of team. In the arena, in order to increase the turn meter of your allies, to remove buffs of enemies, to cleanse the debuffs on your allies, to apply a maximum HP. So with HP burnings, they will do a super high amount of damage. This is pretty huge, and you won't take any damage on your allies because 60% defense and tenacity is pretty huge. I'm using him with it with Ellic at the moment, and this is doing the job really well. So let's talk about his exclusive now. The first one, he increases the allies' effect resistance by 25% at the beginning of each wave if he has between 100% and 50% resistance. Otherwise, if he has more than 100% resistance, he will increase the resistance of all your allies by 50% for 2 turns at the beginning of the wave. That means 50% is the huge. And also, if you use Nicholas with him, then your allies will have your supports will have 90% almost resistance without any gear on them, just because you're using these units, Paulin and Nicholas. This is pretty huge. That means it's gonna break the meta in the arena. We won't be able to use a Sindo or an Azil anymore, Quinlan neither. So we won't be able to control enemies. It will be such a pain, but if you can manage to get him, maybe you can do the same in your team. But still, in the arena at the moment you have Ben Austin, who is pretty hard to beat, because even if you have a ton of buff on your heroes, he can remove all the buffs and make your strongest ally, all your allies pursue the target. That means sometimes you have some Lucifer, and Lucifer can one-shot your ally because he doesn't have any buff. And this is gonna be a pretty huge combo. In top arena ranking, I'm pretty sure we will have Nicholas exclusive 3, this guy Paulin exclusive 3, Catherine, Lucifer and Ben Austin. It's gonna be the next meta, 100% sure about it. It is so strong. Then let's talk about his second exclusive. He increases his turn meter for every enemy target whose speed is higher than him at the beginning of each wave. And this is the same exclusive as Quinlan exclusive 2. This is one of the best in the game. That means you can build him with a huge amount of resistance and tankiness. You don't care about the speed because he will play before enemies. And this can be really interesting if you can't manage to get high speed on him. But if you can, build him with some speed, so he will still get some turn meter during the fight, because normally you have Catherine and Ben Austin really fast in the arena, so at least he will get 20% more turn meter, and if he has a lot of speed, then he will play really often, so you will have the buffs really often on your allies. It will depend on what you want to play. And then the third exclusive gains 1 more turn after casting the ultimate, and also grants a res debuff to all allies for 1 turn if his effect resistance is above 100%. And yeah, this is pretty huge too, okay? This is pretty huge. That means, I don't know the cooldown of this skill right here, but if you get an extra turn after casting it, then it lowers the cooldown of 1 turn on this skill. So this is pretty huge. That means it's the same mechanic as Wim and Catherine and Tuck when he has the first exclusive. So he will play more often. Maybe you want to build him with a recovery on aura with some healing effects, so he will also heal your allies even more. And yeah, so he is pretty broken. And this is gonna change a lot of things, okay? In arena it's gonna be really hard in the top ranking, but in PvE, it's gonna increase a lot your possibilities to farm in dungeons. This is a hero really strong, the best in the game in my opinion. So tell me what do you think about him in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it's the case, as usual, please like, comment and subscribe, and then see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Infinite Magicraid. Play to slay.